Hi Margaret, how are you over there in Brisbane?
Thanks, Sharon. Great to see your beautiful smiling face.
Thanks, you're looking very beautiful yourself today, Margaret, like $1 million. So we've got you here today and we're expecting you in New Zealand in just under 2 months' time. So you'll be coming to New Zealand to facilitate the 3-day body class. So we're just going to have a wee hangout and chat about what you can tell us about the 3-day body class. So I've got a couple of questions here. First of all, how long have you been teaching the body class?
The 3-day, I've actually been teaching the Access Consciousness processes for 10 years since I've been a certified facilitator. And then 3 years ago, Gary opened the door for other people to step into facilitating the 3-day classes. And I met the criteria for that fairly quickly. And so now it's just been over 3 years.
Fantastic. So, I mean, I know that you've been teaching the Access Core classes for a wee while now. Gosh, I didn't realise it was 10 years. Well done. What actually led you in the direction of becoming a body class facilitator?
Well, it's interesting. I get asked that question a lot, and I've actually just written a book, and part of the writing of that was being like I was really tapping into my life, my entire life, and I was raised with a very sick mum, and who had a lot of disease, and pretty much I became a major role in her caring, and it was really in writing the book that I started to look at the capacities that I've actually always had with bodies, and Access has really just allowed me to step more and more into that. For many years I did have a natural therapies clinic, and I was doing a lot of other modalities, body work. However, Access has really allowed so much more become available for me with bodies.
That's wonderful. And so I understand that you've been quite busy, especially in the last couple of years. You've been doing quite a lot of travel. So tell us a little bit about that. It's taken you to some very interesting parts of the world, hasn't it?
It has. I've been on a real adventure for the last few years, and I've done classes as well as the body classes in Canada and some across America. Last year I went to London and did a body class there, and to attend my son's wedding, and then I got to go into Cyprus and did some Foundation Level 1 classes in Cyprus as well. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Fantastic. Cyprus would have been a nice place to visit. Okay, so look, I just wanted to say I've actually attended a couple of these 3-day body classes myself, and the first experience I had at one of these classes was that I dropped a dress size. So just to give people an idea of, what can start changing for your body, what do you know about that kind of change in the body?
The changes are varied with everybody, and it goes from anything from expanding the financial wealth that shows up, to changing body shapes, to creating greater relationships with the self and with others. So it really is different for everybody, and to me it's like just, well, always expect a miracle, because the miracles always show up after these classes. And the more willing you are to have a communion, to create the peace and ease with your body, and to be free of the judgment, it just expands everything. Your whole life can change into a whole new world of possibility.
Great. So that's, I mean, to people who might not have ever attended one of these classes before, it might sound a little bit kind of out there that you can literally just do hands-on body work and have all of this kind of change that you've just been talking to us about. So is there something that you would like to speak to around that? I mean, I know that you just said around letting go of judgment and that kind of thing, but is there something else that you can add to that?
Totally. Look, I can only speak for myself personally, but I know that it wouldn't matter what I did, whether, what I did with my body. Most things I really struggled to change it before Access. But I really realized that I was trying to do my body from this reality. And that's why I
Right.
studied naturopathy. To me, it was always about to try to get my body right. After watching my mum suffer with disease and then the pain and the suffering and the death and dying, I always knew there had to be something greater. So pretty much I've been just in this seeking world of, how can we be with our body that is more ease and more joy? And really that's what these classes facilitate, to have a peace and ease with our bodies that you don't see a lot of people have. It's like needing to thrash it at the gym. It's not being present and aware of what the body's actually asking for.
Okay, cool. So that sounds awesome. Having a bit more presence with our bodies, and yeah, what would it take?
Yeah. And it is
Great.
that total presence that you have that creates so much more for every area of life, not just with your body.
Okay, great. I guess that for me, yeah, that does speak to me in terms of that change, because I found it quite phenomenal that I could just, attend a class for 3 days, and for the majority of the time I'm lying down and someone is touching my body and then we're reciprocating. So for me to actually experience, going down a dress size was pretty phenomenal. And what I looked at personally for myself was I had been living, on the adrenaline pump. So just taking 3 days out to relax and get more present with my body was quite incredible. So it's that easy.
And I'm glad you brought up about the adrenaline pump, because when I had my clinic, that was the main thing I'd always see. People just live on adrenaline and the go, 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 the fight and flight. And really what these processes do is facilitates you out of that into a total peace, nurture and care. And for 3 whole days of gifting and receiving, it just changes everything. I mean, how many people do you know who truly have the total allowance, the nurturing care of their bodies, the peace, the calm? And that's a real gift to give to yourself.
Yeah, just very quickly, won't talk too much about that speed and the adrenaline pump, but it really is like this whole reality is designed to speed everything up, isn't it? I was just watching a YouTube clip the other day where they actually talked about how everything is about getting, faster and faster, speeding everything up. Like we've got speed dating, we've got everything's about speeding everything up, and you can even speed sex up. So, so what you're actually saying is, yeah, they talked about that on YouTube, and it does make sense to me because everybody is, doing things a lot faster and faster. It's about, over committing yourself, piling more on and getting things done really faster. So yeah, I mean, to come along to one of these classes, I think is an incredible invitation, and we are really looking forward to having you here in New Zealand, Margaret. Just before we go, very quickly, I know that you've spoken about this book, and I just wondered if you could just give us a quick snapshot into, tell us about your book. When is it coming out? When can people purchase it? What's it about?
So the book is called Having Your Cake and Eating It Too, and the subtitle is The Hedonist Guide to Opulent, Decadent and Orgasmic Living. Now, basically the whole idea of the book is to give you the tools and techniques on how to create and generate and how to choose your life of choice. And the majority of people that I talk to worldwide that attend classes really have no concept of what it is they would really like to create as their life. And it really is opening the door for people to step into something different, to have a life that's joyful and easy. And so it should be out in about a month, and it'll be available on the Access Consciousness website, so www.accessconsciousness.com, and it's also will be available on my website, which is www.thepowertrainers.com.
Great, thank you. So we're looking forward to having a bit of a read about that. So, so can we find all the information about your class at the same places?
Yes, on both those websites. And I just mentioned too quickly, the book will also be available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. not to mention lots of other yummy places, I'm sure.
Well,
So,
congratulations on that, Margaret. It's awesome to see you taking it all to a new level, your life and your business to a new level, and we are certainly looking forward to having you here soon. I also just wanted to put a mention in there that we've invited you to a public, to open it up to the public on the Friday night. So the class is actually going to be held at the Parnell Community Centre in Auckland, New Zealand, from Friday the 13th to Sunday the 15th of July. And on Friday night, the 13th, you will be giving a talk, an introduction talk about having your cake and eating it too, from 6 p.m, I think, but we'll put those details on the website. And so you're going to give, it's open to the public, so anyone can come. So yeah, we're really looking forward to hearing a little bit more about this creating your hedonistic lifestyle.
sounds wonderful. Looking forward to New Zealand. Yay!
Okay, Margaret. Well, thank you so much for joining us here today, and we'll see you in just under 2 months' time.
Sounds wonderful. Thanks so much, Sharon. It's been lovely chatting with you.
You too, honey. Thanks.